good morning. It is 21 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Roswell Public Library, Tracy, Frie, and Peggy Bohlin back with us. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How y'all doing today?
Pretty good.
I'm doing good.
It's Friday.
Yes, it is.
Not that means, because you probably work weekends.
I work Saturday.
Your Friday's tomorrow, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But that's good news for everyone out there. That means because there's lots going on at the library. The library's, I don't care who you are, where you're, how old you are. I don't care if you're a child or 337-year-old adult. I don't care.
I'd like to meet that person.
Yeah, me too. What's your regime there? I don't know what's going on. But the library's got something for you, and that's the great part about it, and it's all free. It's all free. Yes. You get a library card in good standing, and the entire history of the world is at your oyster right there. Mm-hmm. It really is, and that's something, and you could do with it what you want, And I know I'm starting off already on the soapbox, but because I know, especially young folks, we get it ingrained as reading is something we have to do. You're learning, and that's important. We got to teach kids to read and all that. Mm-hmm. But we got to focus on, look, when you're done reading the book because school made you do it, go find something that piques your interest. And if it's in the library, it's like whatever, carte blanche.
Right.
Go in there and say, find this book of the thousands. I don't know what's the number, but I'll say thousands. That's probably a pretty safe number. Thousands of books that are sitting inside of that building. Yeah. You can pick the one you want the most out of there, and let's go check it out and read it for a couple of weeks here. Yeah. And that's how you instill reading and getting them, because you're literally giving them the opportunity. If they want to read something, it's like, you want to read about stars, science fiction stuff, great. You want to read about a Dr. Seuss fantasy, whatever, great. Here it is. You want to learn about maybe pick up a biography. You want to learn about somebody saw on TV or a story you learned about in school. Here's where you'll find that kind of thing, and that's the library,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I mean, granted, you guys have a little more technology now, and you can do a lot of stuff online, and It's not like when we were kids. You walk in with your card, and there's the Dewey. We were just joking about this, but all right, there's the card catalog book. There's the Dewey Decimal System. Go find your book, by author, by title, whatever. Right. But that's all still there. But now you can go and really even the online resources for folks. And again, you have access as a member in good standing with that card. Right. If you need tutorial help from college on down, right? There's programs available through the library free of charge that you can use. Right. If you want to stay up to date on periodicals, magazines, and things like that, but you don't have the Columbia House guy coming by or Publishers Clearinghouse guy get you to buy all those magazines anymore. Then you go to, they've got online. You can go and access all of those. Your Newsweeks or Times or Modern Bride or whatever the magazines that are out there now. They're all there. And same thing with music and movies. If you want to, I know there's your Netflix and all that, but there's some of that kind of content available free of charge for you through the library as well, too. If you got like road trips planned or something and you want to maybe get an audio book or get maybe some music to bring with the trip, or that's available too.
And don't forget about the passes to the museums.
That's another great point. Now that we're starting, warmer weather will be coming soon. Spring break's right around the corner. People are going to be thinking about doing some traveling. The library for several years now has offered a great I'm guessing through New Mexico the tourism department there. So. They offer this pass that I believe is good for up to 6 people. Right. If I remember right, a family of 6. Mm-hmm. Right. And there is, 15, 20 different venues across the state that will get you either in free or very discounted stuff here. Like and just some off the top of my head, Lincoln. Yes. Lincoln, that's one of them. The Museum of the Horse is one of the
New Mexico Space,
the museum and several art museums. I'm trying to think of the one. Is it the Nuclear Museum there in Albuquerque, or am I getting it wrong? Or
I'm not too sure.
No, the Natural History Museum is.
Yeah,
that's on there.
But I think the one that they're doing with science and stuff too, and I can't remember. Discovery? Maybe. I think that's on the list too.
I don't think so.
Is it? Okay. There's one of those is on there, like the nuclear energy
Next
one.
Next time I come, I'll bring it and we'll
we'll debate it there. But I'm pretty sure one of them was something to do with nuclear energy or something sciencey like Los Alamos, there you can go and check out.
Right.
But I'm just pulling off the top of my head. But
Yeah.
anyway, it's a great thing, and you check it out, and you get it for a week, 7 days. And it's not a renewable.
No.
You can't reach
Right.
it. It's first come, first serve. You like say you're leaving tomorrow for go to a trip. You come in today, say, hey, we're going out of town. It's available. You got it. 7
Yes.
days later, you got to bring it back.
Yes.
Yep.
But that's all there is to it, and you can go and use it as many times as you can out on the trail out there.
Yes.
And trust me, it's big savings. You know, even if you like Lincoln, I think what do they charge? $8-10 a person. 6 people, that's dang near you know, $50 right there
Exactly.
for you to get your family, and that you saved right there doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Natural History Museum in Albuquerque is $8 a
Yeah.
person.
So times 6.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
good savings.
almost $50 there of savings right there. So take advantage of it. I don't know about you, but I could save $50 and basically give an afternoon or hours of education, entertainment for your family, and you save. It's great.
Yes.
Now you can put that $50 towards lunch or buying T-shirts and trinkets and things for your family.
There you go. Just what you
Educational
need.
toys.
There you go.
But yeah, those are things that are constantly going on at the library. That's all the time, and we haven't even got into the specific events here coming up in March and stuff, which these ladies will tell us all about here in a minute. And that's just stuff that's going on all the time.
Yes.
Good deal. So let's kind of peel back the curtain for some of our activities for again everybody from the little ones to your teenagers to adults. There's something for everybody.
Yes.
Opportunities from crafting to science and STEM to reading. There's that too. So where do we want to start on the calendar here?
Well, we're going to start next Saturday,
Okay.
March 5th. Is going to be our big Dr. Seuss celebration.
His birthday. Yes, what's the actual birth date? I know it's March.
The 2nd.
The 2nd is the official day. Okay.
But we're going to have our celebration on Saturday because we want more people to come in.
Sure.
And it's going to be from 11 to 1. And we're going to have games, a face painter,
Okay.
cupcake decorating,
Okay.
crafts. And it's just going to be fun. And it's a come and go event. So
Yeah.
you can come at 11 and you
Okay.
can start playing the games.
Okay.
And
But if
if
you can't
you-
make it till 11:30 or so, no biggie.
Right, you can come at 12, but you can come, and if your kids get a little overwhelmed or you get overwhelmed, then you can leave. You know,
Sure.
it's not like you have to stay.
Sure. You get too much, because, it's Dr. Seuss. So, you know, there's going to be a lot of orange, green, and I'm sure, like, cupcake making.
Yes.
If your tongue's not some weird color by the time you leave in here, you didn't do it right. I'm pretty sure.
Exactly. Yes.
But I love the Dr. Seuss celebration because it's multi-generational.
Yes.
I don't care what parent there's not a parent in this country that probably didn't grow up with Dr. Seuss in there as their childhood.
Yes.
And I'm sure the grandparents before them
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
grew up with Dr. Seuss, and so it's multi-generational, and so
Yes.
it's something that everyone connects with. So mom and dad can share their green eggs and ham, or the oobleck, or all the famous
Right.
story, one fish, two fish, all the famous Dr. Seuss stories out there.
Right.
And do that. So please come on out.
Yes.
Maybe I'm sure if you want to dress up in your own little cat in the hat hats and be
You're
a part
more
of
than
that.
welcome.
Yeah, come and have some fun with all this, and be prepared to have a good time. And like I
Yeah.
said, it's a come and go event. So if you can't
Yes.
make it right at 11,
Right.
no biggie. It's just if you got and this is all next Saturday.
Next Saturday, March 5th, and like you said, if they have to come in at 12 because they have something else going
Okay.
on in the morning, just come on in because you can start playing
Sure.
the games.
What time are you guys wrapping up on Saturday?
We're going to start wrapping up at 1 p.m.
1 p.m. So get there before 1.
Yes.
So get, just safely ballpark. If someone wanted to try to do everything, could they do it in a half hour, or would it take a little? Would that be a little?
Well,
tight?
it's about, I have 6 games and 1 craft and then a face painter
Okay.
and then a cupcake decorating. So I would say probably like,
An hour.
yeah,
Okay.
like
So-
45 minutes to an hour.
So,
Yeah.
so if you come in like with 30 minutes left, you're gonna have to pick and choose the ones you got to. You're like,
Right.
the ones you're like, no,
And-
I'm getting a cupcake.
And, yeah. And then also with the games, when they play, whether they win or lose the game, and it's like little, like carnival type
Yeah, the
games,
prizes and things. Yeah.
they will get prizes.
Cool.
So whether they win or lose, they'll get a prize.
Awesome. So please come out and be a part of it. And if your children have never been exposed to Dr. Seuss before, then make this their first opportunity.
Yes.
That's right.
Because I would imagine, just by looking at the atmosphere, the colors, it's a very zany, cartoony world. And when you
Yes.
get immersed into that, that's going to pique a kid's interest. So
we're making truffle trees, so yeah, it'll be.
And then you got the Who's. I mean, there's just so much you can go in different directions with that. It's almost like the Cat in the Hat's the one seed, I think, for Dr. Seuss. But I don't know. I mean, there's so many stories out there. You could get into the world of Dr. Seuss and not mention one word of Cat in the Hat. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's the truth.
Right.
There's so much you could go there. I mean, Grinch side alone. I mean, just the Who's and all that stuff. But anyway, please mark that on your calendars. Please come out. Again, parents, if you're looking for fun opportunities that are educational as well and family-friendly, safe, free environments.
Yes.
This is all the kind of stuff when we talk, especially in the world we live in with COVID and cyber meetings and virtual learnings and all that stuff we're going on. These are the kind of things we need to do extra to get our kids into social interaction and to exposing them to opportunities that slip through the cracks during formal education times and things due to the world we live in.
Right.
This is the kind of stuff we as parents and as a society have to do to make up for that kind of stuff.
Right.
We can't get that time back for these kids, but we can give them opportunity, and this is what we're doing here.
Right.
And our children's area is a large room, so it's not it'll be like every other hour we'll have a game, so it's not like if you
can
feel
spread out a little bit.
Exactly. If you feel uncomfortable about crowds, then it spreads out.
And hopefully it'll be a nice weather Saturday, next Saturday.
Yes.
And if you want to sit out under the tree of knowledge or something, and kind of read a book or something while you're waiting for activities, that'd be a good thing to do too. So good deal. So again, that's next Saturday, March 5th, beginning at 11, goes to about 1 or so.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
What's next on the list here?
Okay. On the 12th. So I'm just gonna start focusing on our big events because we have our normal everyday things.
Your weekly ones, like if you want to team up with Family Night Lego or the coloring book nights, those are all standard staples.
Right.
Get you a calendar, put it on your fridge, and you can stay up to date on those.
Yes.
Yeah.
But March 12th, which is the following Saturday, 4-H Club is starting to meet at our library.
Cool.
Yeah, so they're going to have a little, I believe it's, I wish I would have brought the flyer, but it's like weaving type with paper.
So they're doing the weaving, because 4-H is pretty broad. They got everything from computers to farm animals and everything in between.
And
this is a weaving, like a...
this month it will be a weaving. They're going to start meeting once a month, and then they're going to increase as membership grows.
So do they do like home ec stuff? Like that's that club. Right. Cool. So if you want to do some of that, the library.
Yes. So that March 12th, they'll be there at 10 a.m. You don't have to sign up. You just come. It's free.
And of course, you probably talk to them if you're interested about being a member of 4-H.
Yes, someone will be there.
Yeah, and I know we talk to them every month. They come on. And 4-H is big. It's one of those things that I know a lot of you associate the fair with them and
exactly,
and
definitely, yes.
Which is very much a big part of 4-H. Don't get me wrong, but that's scratching the surface. They go into like parliamentary procedure and things like that too. But they do shooting sports. They do computers, leatherwork. I mean, there's so many different things that are part of 4-H that have nothing to do with touching a cow or throwing hay around or anything like that.
Yes.
So, so that's cool that they're going to start. And what was the date of that again?
That's on March 12th, which is a Saturday at 10 a.m.
And they're going to meet monthly or?
They're starting off monthly, excuse me, and then I think by summer they're going to start doing it twice a month. Gotcha. It depends on how many kids are interested and sign up. And then they're going to, then we'll go from there.
The more the merrier, and the more that come, the more programs and more things that you can get involved with and partake in.
Yep.
So, very cool.
And then since they will have their meeting at 10 a.m. on March 12th, we'll do the Lego at 11. So, So you can go, so you can spend like a whole morning in the library if you chose to, on the 12th.
Having fun and not spending one dime, by the way.
Exactly.
and Lego's a lot of fun. If you're not familiar with that, it's family Lego.
Yeah.
It's literally like going to your house, taking a big box of Legos, throw it on the floor, spread them out, and then you all say, go to town. Just create wherever the mind takes you here. And I know sometimes you guys will have like a theme project and say, all right, you got 10-minute showdown, make this thing. But really, you can participate in that or not.
Right.
But
it's more like free build.
Yeah.
And we even have the really big Legos for the little guys. So if you have like a young sibling,
where the little ones are inappropriate, they got the ones that are
really big, and we even have the soft
really hard
ones.
To swallow.
Yeah, they'll be really hard to put in their mouth.
Yeah, I understand.
And we even have the soft Legos.
So,
for the babies. So,
gotcha.
So the whole family can come and just hang out.
There's a lot of parents that wish they knew about those at 2 a.m. when they step on a Lego.
Yeah.
You don't have to have those in your home.
Yeah, exactly. But so please, that's a lot of fun there. So that'll be right after the 4-H event.
Right.
That morning there.
So they can come in and check out the 4-H event if they like, and they'll hear about future projects through them, and then if they like, they can stay.
Play some Legos.
Yes.
No, Legos are first.
No, 11 a.m. is Legos, and then 4-H is 10 a.m.
Oh, gotcha. I was seeing the 12.
Okay. No, that's the 12.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Sorry.
All right, that's okay.
Excellent. Good deal. So, come on out and be a part of that. What's next we want to make sure we get out there?
Well, we're going to talk about Jim Gill, not Jim McGill, who lives here in Roswell. Okay?
Not the Roswell C. Jim Gill. He's a very nice man, but he's not the one that's part of this.
Right.
Jim Gill.
When they mention Jim Gill, I'm going, I don't see that. But okay.
He's a funny dude. He's a great guy.
Yeah,
but he's
really
more than welcome to come out if he likes.
Sure. Maybe bring some corn.
Yes, because I'm sure this Jim Gill will probably make up a song about corn.
There you go.
So we're having this children's concert, and it's during the spring break week, because spring break is that week of the 13th, March 13th.
Yes, okay.
We're going to have STEM camp, which Peggy will tell you about, but on that Friday the 18th, we're going to have Jim Gill. He does a children's concert, which is really fun, and he does all these little silly songs, and he has the kids dance and
gets the kids up and moving and interacting.
Right.
And I already could tell he's going to create 20 earworms, and the kids are going to be singing those at the house, and it's going to get in your head, and then you're going to be cooking dinner, and some earworms are going to be doo-doo-doo. Like,
I already sing some of his songs because I've been listening to them.
No.
So you got the earworms already sticking in it.
Yeah.
But that'll be a lot of fun, and kids, and that's great. Get the kids going and getting the music and getting them up and going and creative. And I imagine, some kids love to even get involved and start writing their own songs and things.
Oh, I'm
sure.
Hear that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So please come out and be a part of that.
Yes, and that's going to be at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. on the 18th.
On the 18th of March. Very good.
But early in the week, Peggy will tell you about her STEM camp.
And that's week of spring break.
Yeah,
correct.
13th there.
It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday from
10 a.m.
10 to 11:30.
Okay. And now for folks who don't know, you've done a lot of stuff with STEM. You got the Make and Take project still there available at the library for folks.
The STEM kits.
The STEM kits, yeah.
The STEM kits, yeah.
I call Make and Take, but
yes, there's tons, and we really wish that more people would take advantage of it because there's so many to choose from.
I know it was very popular, like when the homeschooling and a lot of that was here, and now the kids are back to school. That kind of took a back seat,
which kind of makes sense because they have schoolwork.
But I would argue that no, you still need to incorporate that because the kids are playing catch up, and let's face it, it's the more time you can sit down with your kids. I don't care if they're 3, 4, or 16 or 18. You know what I mean? Just sit down and have that family time where you don't. That's so important. And even if the STEM lesson that you're teaching is not the big thing, the time spent going over it and doing it is very important too.
And just reading to your children or reading with your children.
Yeah,
is so important.
Absolutely. So please look at this as come out and be a part of the spring break thing, but also do some stuff on your own here. Check out these kits, take them home, do them with your family. Maybe check them out for yourself and practice and sing and get it for your couple, and then present it to your child when you kind of feel like you got it down here. But it really is. It's got the instructions, the step by step on the lesson, so you don't have to be a professor or a teacher or anything to do these lessons with your kids. It's all there for you. So take advantage of it.
Right.
Again, free of charge.
Exactly.
With your library card.
Right.
But let's talk about STEM Week here and some of the stuff you got planned.
All right, so it's basically going to be all about rockets.
Okay.
And so they're going to be making a rocket car. They're going to be doing Alka-Seltzer rockets, water bottle rockets.
Nice. Things that go.
Yes. I mean, there's straw rockets. There's so many different rockets that we're going to be concentrating on. And not just making them, but learning about rockets.
Sure, and how they're propelled and everything else.
Right, the engine, And then the last day on Thursday, We're going to be also building model rockets.
Okay.
That have the engines, the rail engines, the
just
whole
like
thing.
the ones we get. I don't know if you still have them, but like you get the C and D and those different sizes. Yeah.
And so we're going to be launching those on Thursday.
Okay.
Probably at the Wool Bowl.
Cool. Those are fun.
Yeah, you can't launch them anywhere in the library.
Yeah, because they go high.
Yeah, you can't. In the parking lot in the library, they would go on top of buildings
I'm
or
pretty
hit
sure
cars
you might
or
summon like the RPD or something because it might end up
Maybe.
going into some place it shouldn't. So,
which is why it's going to be in a big open spot.
probably a good idea.
Yeah, so like I said, it'll probably be the Wool Bowl area, either
cool.
across the street,
Sure.
Or in the parking lot, depending on the amount of cars that are in the parking lot.
It's a big open space. So,
Right, I can't imagine Thursday morning, though, that there's going to be a lot of cars in the Wool Bowl parking lot.
Unless there's some weird ball game or something happening
Exactly.
I'm not aware of. But yeah, you should be plenty of room to do it up.
Right.
And plus it's pavement there, which is probably a little bit safer
than on
fire-wise
grass.
than doing on the grass or dirt.
Dried grass, brown grass.
Yeah, we don't want one of those days where we got the fire weather watch and 10% humidity to go do this.
And of course, we won't be launching them on Thursday if it's windy.
Sure, weather permitting. Of course.
Weather permitting. There's no way, or raining.
Yeah, for safety.
It's kind of like doing a star party. You plan a star party, you guaranteed it will
and
be
they
raining.
will catch fire. I've had enough experience in my. I think I've told this before, but we built a space shuttle. This was we were 13, 14. I don't remember how old we were. We were teenagers, and we built one of those rocket kits, and it was a space shuttle, and it had multiple engines. It was a big to do, but unfortunately, we decided to do extra parts. We stuck like army men and things inside of it.
That was good.
Astronauts.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah, that didn't work out. So that space shuttle went up, and it was not. That it was a few years after the Challenger, so it was a little bit. That thing went up and poof, and then the chute came out, but it was on fire.
No.
So there was this flaming. It was this flaming ball with his chute out, also on fire, dropping it down into the ground. But it was fun, but it did not have the outcome we anticipated there.
You don't have that on video, do you?
No, this was long ago,
bad.
long before everyone had cell phones and everything.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun and really educational. You can, I hope what happens is you get a couple kids that do this and then they use this rocketry and turn that into their own hobbies and next thing you know they're at home but building their own rockets and getting into it, and who knows if you ever seen the movie October Sky.
Oh, I love that movie.
Great movie. It's about, and at the end of the day, it's based on a true story of some kids from West Virginia that get into rocketry, and despite the odds and things, they do their thing. And of course, spoiler alert, they as adults, the kids end up working for NASA and being NASA engineers and go on to be successful.
Amazing.
But they're just some West Virginia country boys that got really into rocketry, and they were even, reaching out to guys like Robert Goddard and Von Braun and the big names of our rocketry in there. So it's pretty cool. But anyway,
it's a good book, too.
Yeah, I've never read the book, but I did see the movie
book.
in the 90s or whenever it came out there and really did enjoy it. But anyway, I got sidetracked again.
Not you.
Not me. But again, let's bring it back to the STEM camp here, making rockets and everything.
Right, and this is for elementary and middle.
Okay, now do they need to pre-register anything for this, or can they just
I only have so many rockets.
That's why I figure material cost or material and everything is limited here.
I don't think they're registering, though.
Well, in the past when we had people registered, and they didn't call to tell us that they weren't coming in. We were telling other people they couldn't do it. So it's like first come, first serve.
So the first, however many kits you have available.
I mean, it's like 30. Am I correct?
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it's 29.
Okay,
29.
so say the first 29, you're in, and number 30 and 31.
Sorry,
we apologize, but
yeah.
So using that logic, get there. What time's the first that first session? That first
10
day?
o'clock.
10 a.m. on.
It's an hour and a half every day.
On March 14th.
March 14th. Very good.
Right, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then we launch on Thursday.
Yeah, so come bring the kids out there. What would you recommend age appropriate wise for this one?
The best age would be 3rd grade on up.
Okay, so third
but
up.
if kinder, first, and second are there, then I hope the parents stay.
Okay, bring them, but maybe hang out with them and help them navigate through some of the project stuff.
Because,
and,
it's going to be more difficult for the little ones.
if I remember rocket building, there is a attention to detail factor in some of this. It's not meant for young kids. It's meant for kids a little bit more motor skills and things are a little more developed, and things like that. So yeah, okay, very good. But third on up, you're pretty safe.
Yeah, I would say.
And to be honest, it's rocketry, so you probably got adults you could turn away and be like, I'm 27, but I want to build rockets and launch them and learn about this too. So maybe you got a first grade child and dad or mom is really into this. Well, you come with them, and then you can play camp with them.
Right. That's what we've been kind of doing with some of her STEM classes, too. We would tell them, it's for a certain age, but if you stay with your child.
Right. Then that's fine.
Which is wonderful because that's more of that child-parent bonding time. And that's a great thing. And that's, so please, if you do have a child that maybe is a little under age appropriate for this, you do it with them and fill in the gaps for them and expose because the interest is going to be there regardless if the lessons are a little above their pay grade. But the bug to be cool and think this is awesome is going to that translates.
Exactly.
Very good. So again, that's the week of spring break beginning March 14th.
Right.
And those next 3 days, 14th, 15th, 16th.
And
right.
17th.
If somebody cannot make on the 13th or, they can still come on the 14th.
Gotcha.
It's not like they have to commit for all 4 days.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, they can pick.
But, I wouldn't miss more than one or so because then you're starting to really lose out on the program.
Right.
If you get too much.
Right.
But
And it's only from 10 to 11:30, so it's not like it's going to be a big commitment for the parents' day.
Yeah. You're done before lunch, basically.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Very good. Perfect. What's next on the list?
Okay. So we're going to have our movie night. Movie day, I should say.
Okay.
We always have a matinee once a month and this one is going to be on March 19th, and it's going to be Ugly Dolls. We're going to be showing.
Okay.
And
which is never seen that one.
I'm sorry. I think I vaguely remember a commercial for Ugly Dolls. It's animated, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm just. When did that come out?
I think it's like 2006.
Okay, so it's a little older one. I vaguely remember commercials or a movie trailer for that.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
And, of course, that will have free popcorn, so everyone's invited. It's at 2 p.m. on March 19th.
Okay.
And our last Saturday event will be on the March 26th, which will be the board games. And that's from 11 to 1. And we just put out board games and puzzles. And if you're coming to the library anyway to check out a book, you can stop in and play a board game.
Sure.
And that's what a lot of people do. They're coming anyway, and then they just stop in and hang out.
Play a round of Monopoly or whatever.
Right.
Clue or whatever's out there.
Don't break the ice or whatever.
Yeah. Although I wouldn't recommend, like if Risk is one of those games.
We don't have it. That's okay.
Nothing is quick about that game.
No.
Once you sit down, prepare for the next 3 to week of your life.
We'll have to send the game home with them.
But if you want to play some of the fun little games there.
Yeah, pick up sticks and there's something really, it's the small kids that really enjoy it too.
Sure. Good deal. So come out, play a few more games here, and hopefully what it does is maybe you kind of go to the library and say, oh man, I love this game, and then you go get it for your own family. And,
exactly.
And then maybe have your own family game nights with some of these games that you found out about at the library. So very cool. What's next on the radar here we want to put up?
Well, we can just, we're still accepting applications for the Raise the Super Reader. Remember I showed you the little cake?
Yes.
We have about a little over 20 people signed up so far.
Okay.
And we have some that have already completed sheets, and their pictures are on our Facebook page.
And how many hours of reading is it again?
Well, they just have to read, the first page is 50 books.
Okay.
Or the parent reads to them 50 books. It's for ages 0 to pre-kindergarten. Okay. So 5. And then they just read 50 books, and it can be the board books if it's the babies. Sure. So those are really quick.
Yeah.
And then
and if you read it to them 17 times,
you list it 17 times, and you're
counts.
good.
Mm-hmm. Because we get that. I know kids. Read me this story again. Read me. I don't care. I've heard it 15 times. I want to hear it again.
Right.
And so you end up reading the same story 337 times.
That's like seeing the movie, your favorite movie, like Young Frankenstein.
Exactly.
We've seen it probably 50 times.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, I love it.
Ours was Shrek. We had to watch that out of 100 Anytime Shrek.
You know what movie I loved as a kid like that? Silverado. You remember that movie?
Yes.
It's got like 80,000 stars. Danny Glover, Kevin Costner before he was kind of famous.
Yeah.
Kevin Kline. Anyway, that movie and it was around the time when I was, 10, 12, and it would show up on like cable. We had it on cable, and it would show up on HBO like 57 times a day. And it seemed like every time I turned it on, there'd be somewhere there's a part, and I'd sit down and watch it every single time. So even to this day, I will pop that. If it's I'm going through and it shows up on a channel somewhere, like ooh, Silverado, and there I'm watching it. So yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, I got us off track again.
That's okay. And then we still have our story times. On Tuesdays at 10:30, we have our Mother Goose, which is for birth to 3. And then on Wednesdays at 10:30, we have our Music and Movement story time, which is for 3 to 5.
Okay.
On Tuesday at 5 p.m., we have our Spanish Mother Goose story time.
Cool.
And we also have people coming in there to immerse their kids in Spanish. So it's not just for Spanish speakers.
But expose children to constant Spanish, in the hopes that some of that gets absorbed and picked up. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, kids absorb language a whole lot easier than adults.
Yeah, we should be teaching kids foreign languages like 1, 2, 3.
Right.
That's really, and that's where we should not when they hit high school. We're kind of too that way then.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
And then on Wednesdays, except for STEM camp week, we will have our STEM classes at 4:30 every Wednesday.
Okay. Very good. So again, if you need come out for that, and if you need help with this kind of stuff, that's really if you're having issues in school with these kind of things, that's all part of this too. This is kind of extra help, understanding, and all that. And kind of at the beginning when I was talking about the tutoring stuff online, it's all part of the same thing. If your child's struggling in school with some of this stuff, and the school resources aren't helping in there for whatever, or just not clicking. The Roswell Public Library has a lot of different resources to help out that in person and online. And that's why I just, I want to put it on your radar. So use it as a resource. That's what it's fair,
Right.
Hopefully your kid's not having any problems and everything's going swimmingly. But at some point, there's going to be a time where your kid hits a brick wall and you needs help. And maybe all the resources at the school aren't helping or aren't unlocking the key to fixing this problem here.
Right.
Library here at the public library should have you covered.
Exactly.
So that's why we do this. And I want to encourage you to come and be a part of this, and that's why I'm so harping on it now, because of the world we live in, because of the backseat that these kids' education things have really taken in the last 3 years. Now more than ever, your child needs to be sitting in a library doing stuff. Getting involved, interacting with these kids, participating in these group projects and group activities. We as adults need to be hanging out in there as well. We talk about like the quilters when they get together and all. These are all dying art forms.
Right.
If you love handcrafted products, parents aren't spending time sitting down with their kids teaching them this stuff anymore. If you want, this is how it keeps going, by exposing it to people that haven't been exposed to it before, and doing that, and hopefully they say, "Dang, I'd love to do this," and now they've got the bug, and that's what it's all about. Because I don't care how technology takes us and where everything. There's going to be certain aspects, certain things in life that no technology, nothing like that is. You got to need to have this information, and stuff like that is kind of at some point. Something's going to break. Something's not going to work. Something's going to happen, and there's not going to be someone you can call or some website you can go to or some app you can download to fix it. You're going to have to bust out the needle and thread, or bust out the stove, or bust out the wrench, or whatever it is, and take care of business here. And that and the library can help you there, and more than a YouTube video sometimes too. Because I know that's how people. Every time I got to fix, I'll just watch a YouTube video.
Yeah.
I watch a lot of videos. I ain't no carpenter.
That's right. Hands-on and does it.
That's all I'm saying.
And if they don't have access to the internet at home, they can at least come into the library, because they can use ours to look at that video if they want to.
Exactly.
Or they can probably get a manual and borrow it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's that other thing, too. We have... that's before internet. We had manuals and encyclopedias and, like something that was very popular for like car owners in the 70s, 80s were those Chilton owner's manuals.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like a badge of honor to have the collection and the years and the models. And, and if you go to things like Books Again, sometimes you'll see them still there for sale and things like that. But that's what we did before we went on YouTube and figured out how to change your oil or whatever.
We read a book.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. We're running short on time, so I want to make sure we
got pretty much everything that we needed to. So.
Good deal. So if you have any questions about any of this stuff, don't hesitate to call the library. You can go online. You can go through the city's website, roswell-nm.gov. There's a library tab there. That's the quickest way to it. Or you can just Google Roswell Public Library and it pops right up. Roswell NM.
Yes, make sure it's Roswell, New Mexico.
Unless you want to learn what's happening at the Georgia Library, which knock yourself out.
That's right. Take a road trip.
But going to pick up books from that one's going to be a little bit long of a commute for you.
Exactly.
And good luck getting them turned back in on time. And then, and of course, you can always follow the Roswell Public Library on Instagram and on Facebook. Two great resources, especially if you want to learn about these weekly activities and stuff we're talking about. Like the Lego fun, and a lot of times you guys will post pictures of some of the people's creations up there. And
we also post our flyers when an event is coming up. You'll see it on the Facebook.
Keep them up to date on all that stuff, too.
Yes.
So, very good. Well, thank you, ladies.
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
Have an awesome weekend.
You too.
And we'll see you guys next time, okay?
Yep.